Hey everybody, thanks for checking in. Thank you everybody who's either emailed me or sent some kind of message in one way or another on other social media platforms or whatever it may have been to ask what's going on. How come there hasn't been videos posted in a while? I am working on it. I'm not going to speak on this very long. I just want you to know one of the biggest things is corrupted files. A lot of things got messed up, and just it is what it is. So I'm back. We've got a lot of stuff going on. A lot. There really is a lot. I got a lot of videos, and what you're going to notice is because certain files being corrupted and certain ones weren't. I'm going to piece a lot of this together best as I can, but you're going to see little inserts like this of me talking to you and explaining what happened in that spot or what file is missing and things like that, which there's only one on this video and it's at the very end. But again, like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you turn on those notification bells. There's a lot of surprises and a lot of cool things coming up that's going to make some changes to the channel and what's going on. So let's enjoy this summer and this fall, and we'll see how far into winter we can go where the weather's decent enough for me to be out there working on stuff. Whoa, hey, are you ready for this episode of Steven's Garage 216? I am. Let's get to it. Got to undo all these nuts and bolts here and take the whole filler neck out, and it's at the bottom. All right, so I got the hoses off. I sprayed it down with a little foaming engine degreaser. I let that set in for a few minutes, and then I used the air gun here and blew all the dust and dirt, everything out as far as away, clean area, so nothing actually falls down into the tank. Now we're going to undo what bolts are here, find more bolts to go into the spots where ones are missing, and get that pulled out of there and get to the fuel pump. All right, I got all the bolts out, everything's undone. I've never dug into a gas tank of a C4 before, so here we go. Apparently you just pull this out. Oh, look at that, it's right there. How cool is that? Well, it's right there, and I can't do this one-handed, and I don't want to mess up the fuel level. So I'm going to set the phone down. You can obviously see it's going to take two hands to get this the rest of the way out of that little square right there. So let me get to it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean all of this up, the top of this, see if I can get a new seal for that, and like I said, those two bolts that are missing. This is going to turn out to be a way bigger job than I thought it was going to be. Check this out. So I got the pump off. I pulled the filter. Look at all the black on there. And that came up because I squeezed it. And then I started doing this. And all that came out of that filter. And then I start looking into the bottom of the pump. And there's all that dirt. There's like all that is filled with gunk down inside there. Well, that's not the only part. The other part is that look at all this. When I pulled that off, all this is rust all around that ring, and I think this is some kind of gasket maker. I don't know if this is factory or I don't know if that comes from the factory like that or what is going on here, but look at this. Look at this. I'm getting more stuff down in the tank, I understand that. But what you guys don't know, I don't know if you can see that down in there. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Look at that. I'm going to have to siphon the gas out of here and vacuum the entire inside of this tank out before we go any further. So that's next on the list. I've got to get that gasoline out. It's probably bad gas because I also found out that before all this work was done, the damn thing sat for 3 years. Arrgh. So let's get the gas out. I actually have the perfect tool for it. I know you guys have seen my mess before, so maybe there's some new people that haven't seen the mess in here yet. So here's my start stand. You put engines on there. You mount your harness and battery on that tray right there. And then you put the engine there and you can start them and see how it goes, and it's a lot safer. And I have a, where is it? Oh, there it is. So we got an electric fuel pump on some hose. We're gonna get that gas out of there, hook these 2 wires up. We're gonna get that gas out of there, and then we're gonna start shoving a hose. I got a very thin hose for a shop vac, and we're gonna get all that crap out of there, get all this cleaned up, and start from scratch. We got our siphon going. It's pumping all the bad gas out. I hope I don't drop my phone in here. I gotta show you. All right, so you can see we got our little siphon going. Check this out. Oh, all right. Look down in that tank. Look at all that. We're almost done siphoning. We're gonna get the shop back out next and go to town on getting all that crap out of there and clean it up, start from scratch. Once I have all the gas out, I'm kind of worried about doing now. Obviously, gas. Hello, no sparks. But I'm gonna use the drill. I'm gonna use that drill there. I got a little like bristle that I can put on there, and I'm gonna try and clean up all that as best as I can. And then we'll get some black RTV, and then we're gonna go run to the parts store and get a new seal for this. So let's get to it. All right, I'm still working on it, but there was just something else really cool I was noticing. I was trying to take some pictures of what's down inside the gas tank for the video and to send to my friend Tracy, and I realized, I'm like, what is this like shimmering looking stuff down inside? Guess what? I don't know if that'll come up on camera or not. I know how the original engine got blown. Yep, see, I can kind of see the separation of gas and water. I almost dropped you guys down in the tank. This tank has water in it. 95 Corvette, why not, right? $1,200 with a blown motor. Everything else is supposed to have been good. Apparently not too good, but hey, good enough. No matter what, I'm excited about projects and I like working on this stuff. And this one's gonna turn out really nice. Let's finish cleaning this up. We're done pumping gas out, at least as much as my end is gonna get. We're done siphoning gas out. Now we're gonna get the shop vac out, shove it down in there, get all that rust and water and everything out of there, and make sure it's really good and dry. And then we're gonna take, this is the kind of bristle I was talking about. We're gonna put this on the end of the gun and clean all that square up around there and make sure water can't get back inside the tank again. All right, so one of the things that we know is that if we have rust, like that much rust, and water in the tank, because of all that being rotted out like that, we're gonna use this style of blowgun, which this is a rubber end on it. And we got this to undo, this tool here, to undo the fuel lines off the engine. And we're gonna blow everything out. And then we flip it over this way, put it on for this line, work that sucker in there, and the line comes right off. We don't want to lose that, and we don't want to lose that. So now we're going to get the air compressor going. I I have to crawl underneath there. I'm not going to show you that, but basically I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Let's get the sun in the right area. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl up underneath there. I'm going to get that fuel filter off, and then I'm going to blow both of these lines out with that as much as I can. And then where I undid the fuel filter, I'm going to blow that the rest of the way back as much as I can. And then shot back the hell out of the rest of the crap that's down in the tank. So let's get to it and I'll show you the after. I spent way too much time on this. Look, well, it actually doesn't look as dark as it is. It's a lot darker outside than what you see. Anyways, back on the car. Got the gasket. I got this. Oh, well, look at there. I forgot to clean something. Well, I'm going to clean that real quick, but I did get the new pump on here. Got the new fuel pump strainer put on there. Oops. And we got the new fuel pump plugged in on that. I cleaned that up, and what that is that you see on there is I used some JB Weld, the steel stuff. It's because it got later than I thought, and this making this nicer than what it was took a little longer than expected. But because it's getting late for me, I'm not doing a part 2. For you guys, it'll be nothing, because I'm just gonna finish this on another day. But what I want to do next is use a flat piece of wood. Let me show you. So what I got is, well, I didn't find a piece of wood. I think this is a spring helper. But I'm gonna wrap a piece of sandpaper in it like this, so that I've got a nice flat edge. And I'm just gonna see, it'll start sanding it. What I'm gonna do is start sanding that and try to make it at least a little smooth. I don't want to have to use a whole bunch of stuff. But by the way, when you do anything with your gas tanks and fuel lines and stuff like that, you want this Moto Seal gasket maker. It's fuel resistant. That's the one you want to use on this gasket here when you're messing with your gas tanks, if you have something like this. But let me get the sanding on this, and when we come back, which is going to be seconds for you guys, but just in a few seconds, the video will snap over. It'll be a nice bright day, and I'll have that sanded and ready to go. All right, so here we are. We're getting underneath the car. What we're looking at now, oops, sorry. What we're looking at now is the passenger side, and this is the passenger converter, and there's the fuel pump. You can see it's going uphill. I'm holding it like that, the phone sideways, so it looks like it's going across, but technically that is level, and you can see it's running uphill. Whereas what I was saying on the one video, it looks like his is somewhere down here, somewhere on a level spot, a level area, but mine is right there. And sure, that might be easy to get to a little bit, but what about the top? That one might be easy to get to, but what about the top one? And we've got this catalytic converter right here in the way. There's like no way to get to that, so we actually have to drop. There it is. Where's my finger? We have to undo these 3 that are holding this triangle on for the exhaust, let that fall down, and it'll be a lot easier to get to the top of that fuel pump, or fuel filter, sorry. Well, let's get to it. Okay, so I got the old filter out, and what I did, I used this cutting wheel here. Here's one end, here's the center, and this is the inside. And you can tell a lot from the fuel filter when you cut it open like this. Super close up. Number one, look at the color of this thing. This is not the color when they make them from the manufacturer. But look at all that stuff inside there. Just in that groove there. Okay, so I got the old filter out. And what I did, I used this cutting wheel here. Here's one end. Here's the center. And this is the inside. And you can tell a lot from the fuel filter when you cut it open like this. Super close up. Number one, look at the color of this thing. This is not the color when they make them from the manufacturer. But look at all that stuff inside there. Just in that groove there. Oh, but yeah, number one, all of these are very hard to turn, but look at all that. Every single one, look at that. And you can even see little shiny, like right there, just in front of my thumb, right there. Right there, there's metal. So this thing is hit. We got the old one out. Let's get the new one in. And now that I don't have the exhaust drop too much, but let's show you what's going on here. It goes. And like I said, it doesn't look like it on the phone because the way I'm holding it, but it's actually a 45-degree angle like that, or about a 40, 45, going upward towards the engine bay area. And I had to undo the exhaust from the bottom of the manifold there to get it to drop down that 5-6 inches or so, just so that my hands can get in there and undo those two nuts for the filter. So, all right, let's get the new one in. All right, so here we are. We've got the fuel pump and everything in, a new fuel pump, new fuel filters in. We've got the car still rigged up. This time we got some gray duct tape to hold the mass airflow sensor on. I'm pretty sure these two things need to be hooked up in order for it to stay running longer than what it is. But it sounds a hell of a lot better than it did before. And we're gonna try and start it right now.